Hey guys, what is up? It's Nix here for another video, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the best locations in Digimon Story Time Stranger to farm for EXP and also for Digimon, and kind of giving a little bit of a guide for both on like how to do this, what you're looking for, and when to move on in each area. We're going to be starting with the beginning area, there's a middle area, and then there's the final boss area, like right before the final boss. So we'll go over all three locations, how they work for EXP, how each one is great in its own way, and which one's ultimately the best for farming EXP once you're ready to level up fully. So let's go ahead and dive into the video. Alright, so we're here in the first spot. The first spot is actually by the elevator. We're on the upper floor right now, but you'll wind up going down to the lower floor. This way you can see all the beginner Digimon. Now, I've already defeated Chaosdramon in this save file because this was right after I defeated him. But just to show you kind of like what you'll do, right? That's why you see my Monodramon's a super high level, is you'll go through here, you'll want to collect a bunch of these Digimon here that are in this beginning area, because this is kind of how you get set up for the game. Without these Digimon evolutions, you won't be able to get all of the Digimon in the game, so make sure to farm up as much as you can here. You'll just go through, clear the whole map once. I'm going to only show it one time, but you basically keep looping. You'd go up the elevator, back down. If you're wondering how I'm one-shotting the Tentomon, Monodramon has an AoE skill on him, but if we were to change the skill as well to like Ignition Flare, it would also one-shot them. So I'm going to show you guys what that looks like now that we don't need. But basically, you'd want to have Ignition Flare, because even Impmon can literally one-shot them with Ignition Flare equipped. That's how you one-shot the Tentomon. But basically, for each Digimon, you can, if you really wanted to get efficient, you could make sure that the typing that you're using along with the skill is strong against them, and you'll be able to defeat them in no time. Like, it'll literally take no time. But yeah, you'll just clear through here, you'll go through here, fight these, fight that. Those you instantly kill. This one, obviously I can't still with the Monodramon that we used to defeat Chaosdramon. You'll fight Impmon. Takes you into battle to get Bodamon, and then you have Kotamon, which will give you Punimon twice. This is the way you'll farm this map over and over again. And you will do this until you're able to beat, in my opinion, I don't think you'll have enough Digimon ready until you're able to defeat Chaosdramon. And if you're feeding all your Digimon instead of saving them right away, I would not advise to move on. You'll also be collecting these storage boxes, and then you'll just come up this elevator here to go to the next area to reset it. Now, if you really want to be time efficient in this, you'll actually come here and farm the Caramon, and then you'll farm this one, the Mushroomon. Now, Mushroommon's another one that we pretty much one-shot because we equipped... Normally, you wouldn't one-shot him, but because we equipped Ignition Flare, and Monodramon is level 25, he actually one-shots. But normally, if you don't have that skill equipped, he will not one-shot the Mushroomon, just as a heads up. But because we put Ignition Flare on him, he now one-shots the waves here. Now, I would not recommend moving on from this area until you have one thing specifically. It's a Digimon you're gonna need to complete the decks, so to speak. So let me show you. It is Wanyamon, but it needs to be Reckless Personality. If you do not have a Reckless Personality Wanyamon, I would not move on from this area yet. You also want to have a plethora of Toy Agumon, just enough to kind of, you know, get you by, because these are going to be de-evolutionized once we get evolutions in the next area, which I'll be doing another video about this, like a guide on it. About like each Digimon evolution, but just as a heads up, don't move on until you have about as many Digimon as you see here in my storage after beating Chaosdramon. Now, why is it good to beat Chaosdramon? The main thing is because the item that he drops is actually useless, but it's for the scan. So if you look here, I actually have 5% now for Chaosdramon, and we can kind of see like, you know, his abilities already, and it just adds him to the decks. So that's kind of like the main reason why you want him, right? You want to beat him. Plus, it's a cool challenge. So if you guys can, if we could do it, why not, right? I did find an easier way to beat him, because as you see, mine is only level 25. A lot of the people that I saw in videos that were fighting Chaosdramon were like level 30. Shout out to Shout out to Daz, because he's the one who brought up this idea. I'll be making a video about it if you guys want to subscribe to see more info about what we did to actually beat Chaosdramon. But there is a strategy that involves us being only level 25, and we're able to abuse it to beat Chaosdramon. Normally, you'd have to be a much higher level. But anyways, after you reset here, you'll just go ahead and continue to farm these Digimon over and over again. And this is the first EXP area. Like I said, there's 3. We're going to move on to my next save file. So I just want to make sure to save to the right one, which is this one. Perfect. Now, we're going to load the second save file. Now, this is as I've progressed through this story more. I've done a lot more grinding. As you saw, it was a 6-hour difference between the two, right? I have been experimenting on Digimon to see who's like the best farmer, right? And I have, after extensive research, still found Monodramon to be extremely useful. Just because he has such a high attack stat. He's vaccine type, so he's actually good to have in your party. The other useful ones in this, though, are like Immon. Again, I'll be making a video going more in depth about these. I'm just briefly touching these topics, so you guys aren't like, how the heck is he one-shotting stuff? What is going on? But this is the second area, okay? So the second area is here. It's right after you jump down with Biomon and you get to the next spot. You'll see that there's like a Karasimon, Karamon. Let me go ahead and show you. This one's not as great for farming for levels. I will say the first map is definitely better than this one. Right? It's still okay, but it's nowhere near as efficient because you're not getting all the Digimon you were getting on the other map. You do get Krisarimon, which Krisarimon, since it's a champion Digimon, gives you a lot of extra experience. But again, you're mostly here for one thing and one thing and only, and I'm going to explain what that is. You want to make sure that you farm up a ton, and I mean a lot, of Motimon. Why do you need a lot of Motimon? Well, if you go to Digivolution here, I will show you. He can actually de-evolve into Pabumon, and Pabumon, let me show you. Pabumon has 3 evolutions, right? Motimon, which we don't need because we could keep farming him, Yokomon, and Tanemon. So you want to make sure you have a lot of them because Yokomon and Tanemon actually have a ton of evolutions. Yokomon and Tanemon have a lot of different paths that they can go down and a lot of things. So that's why I say to hold on to the Motimons. Make sure to farm them. It's totally worth it. Don't sleep on them, in other words. That's mainly what you're here for. And also getting Kurisarimon, right? So that's the other big thing. You need at least one Kurisarimon, but you can also farm others for EXP. That's about it for this spot, though. It's not the best for leveling, like I said. It's mostly just for grinding out those Motimons. There's nothing else significant here. I mean, you do farm Gazimon here. If you don't have enough Gazimons, though, from the first map, I guess you could farm Gazimon here. But this is not the best spot for leveling, so we're going to go into that now. So that brings me to my last save file. So this is the final farming area. Okay, this is right before you go to the boss. So you'll go up the staircase, right? Here's the Metropolitan Government Building roof. We're not going to go there. We're going to turn back around and go back down the staircase. And now look, a Mushroomon has spawned. Boom. We kill it instantly. Look at that, a Tentomon. Dead. This gives you Tentomon, Toyagumon, and I think Impmon, or it might have been Monodramon. No, I think it's Impmon. Anyways, there's 2 you will have to battle for now. I'm working on this. I don't think I'm going to have to battle these forever, though. Because once I finish what I'm working on, I will be able to one-shot them. But it's just a lot of math, a lot of calculating which Digimon is perfect for this, and then I'll be able to do it. But yeah, so this is the final farming spot and the best farming spot. It's right here. And then you'll go ahead and you'll load up these Digimon. You'll summon them. And this is why it's a good leveling spot for all 3 of these. Is because you'll come here to load enhancement, right? And this is how I got Monodramon to level 26. is by feeding the Digimon that we've been farming. So here you can see on this save file, I've saved up a bunch. And as we've been grinding to get the scans for all of these, we've been gaining a lot of levels on them, right? So if I was to take all of these, like level 7s and, you know, all these other ones, you'll see that his level starts increasing a lot. Especially when we get to this one in particular. Krisarimon. Krisarimon literally makes his EXP jump. But you'll see he's already almost level 26 now, like Monodramon. Which is what we wanted. So now we're going to feed these. Boom, we're level 26. Just like that. And now his intellect is at 1200, while Monodramon's was at 1267. He's at 1237. So, minor difference between them, you know, intellect and attack-wise. He's really good, though, because of the AoE skills that are available in the game. And AoE skills are super important, which I'll be talking about in another video as well. Just briefly touching topics here. So if you haven't, make sure to subscribe to the channel because I will be having more guides coming out for this game. And I have been doing some serious number crunching to figure out how to one-shot these guys because I know farming is a pain. I know having to deal with these... it's Monodramon, by the way. It's not Mmon. That's part of that team. So you are able to farm Monodramon here. Still. Which is good because Monodramon's really strong as a Digimon. Anyways, guys, that is pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed the video and it helped, make sure to smash that like button and also subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video, which will be very soon, which will be about skills and how to one-shot higher leveled enemies. I'm very excited that I've figured it out finally and how the stats work, what we're looking for, stuff like that. So make sure to subscribe and I will see you guys in the next video. Nick's out.